Compliance with Central Bank of Nigeria directives to banks on weekend banking. Civil society organizations advocate credible elections, plus situation report at permanent voter cards collection centers a day to the end of the deadline. These and more on Panorama today with me, Zenred Dimoon. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website www.nta.ng/live and all other of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. More developmental projects in the areas of education, healthcare delivery and roads infrastructure have been inaugurated in Katsina State by President Muhammadu Buhari to round off his two-day official visit to the home of hospitality. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president also visited the Emir of Daura, Umar Faruk Umar.
It was a massive demonstration of intense pleasure by the people of Musawa, both young and old, across party lines as President Muhammadu Buhari came calling. Musawa local government area immensely benefited from the Masari administration's infrastructural revolution as part of its restoration agenda, and President Buhari is here to give his blessings to the completed projects. Government Day Secondary School Musawa, inaugurated by the president, is one of the 7 similar projects newly completed across the state. Governor Masari told the president that 37 billion naira had been expended by his administration in the rehabilitation and expansion of educational infrastructure and recruitment of teachers for primary and post-primary institutions. Also in the area, the president declared open the Musawa General Hospital. The facility is expected to cater for secondary health care services in the council area and environs. The hospital is one out of the 9 recently upgraded and equipped with the needed facilities in parts of Katsina State. The president then proceeded to Malumfashi local government area of the state. Here, the Nigerian leader inaugurated one of the roads infrastructure projects, the Makaurachi Gamzago Malamawa Developmental Artery. 2 other newly rehabilitated and asphalted roads also received presidential blessings. They include the Sandamu Paure Babamutum Road, as well as the one linking Gurujia, Karkaku and Kwasarawa communities to ease the movement of goods and services for socio-economic development. So what is the secret behind this success story?
We have managed the resources very well, and we have employed competent hands as contractors and also as workers. That really helped us in arriving at where we have arrived today. Our emphasis has been on education, really, and health, because we believe that with education we can reach the moon and go anywhere. And a healthy society is a productive society.
And to round off his state visit to Katsina, President Muhammadu Buhari paid homage on the Emir of Daura, Umar Faruk Umar, who was emphatic that the people of his domain cannot thank him enough, and indeed Governor Aminu Bello Masari for giving them better sense of belonging. The president appreciated the people of Daura for their continued show of support, understanding and cooperation since coming to power. He assured them that he will be returning home in the next 4 months to live with them after his tenure. From Daura, Katsina State, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Although Although members of the ECOWAS Parliament want the authority of ECOWAS heads of state and government to implement a regional monetary cooperation program with member states that are prepared, experts warn that doing so without following the processes of economic integration could result in future failures. Onengie Fineface reports.
For ECOWAS to achieve the implementation of a single currency, convergence criteria must be met by member states. Members of the ECOWAS Parliament, however, believe that rather than wait for all member states to meet the criteria, the currency can be rolled out with a few ready member states, while others are given the opportunity to come on board gradually.
And it's even unfortunate that we are using foreign currency from outside to determine how we trade within ourselves.
Both from the parliament, from the authority, we have not been able to have sufficient political will.
Economic community means that we should be able to use single currency, that we should be able to trade in between ourselves, that we should be able to travel in between ourselves.
But economic integration, experts say, is in stages, including common markets, payment and settlement systems before that of the single currency.
With a payment system allow you to be familiar of the equivalent currency for any purchases and as well as selling.
Meaning that wherever you are, you can make a payment to any country whatsoever. And if you travel, for instance, with your ATM card, you can withdraw money.
Parliament resolved to increase citizens' sensitization on the status and processes of the single currency, while continuously pushing for its implementation by the target of 2027. In Bissau, Guinea-Bissau, Onengie Fineface, NTA News.
To election matters, tomorrow, Sunday, 29th January, is the deadline for the collection of the permanent voters' cards. Our correspondent Aisha Ubali gives us situation report.
Thank you very much, Sidio. I must start with my earlier location where I visited Karu INEC office, where we gathered from those we spoke to who said that the INEC officials resumed by 9:30, and the excuse being that where they kept the permanent voters card, the bank where they kept the permanent voters card did not open on time for them to pick the cards from the vault. And they also complained of the sorting process, which is very cumbersome and is not easy. They are appealing that INEC should employ more hands to make the sorting easier. But the issue of people being impatient, it was also observed at the Karu INEC office where we visited earlier, and most of the voters there, some of them had already submitted their slips yesterday. So what the officials started with is sorting of those people who had already submitted their slips yesterday before they start with those who came this morning. Then we came to another location, which is the LEA primary school here in Garki village. The turnout here, you can see, is quite light, being tomorrow is said to be the deadline, but the turnout is not really huge and heavy as such. You could see that people are not many at this very center, at this very location, and the officials here resumed by 9 a.m. and they made me understand that those who applied for transfers from December to January, those cards are already available. But my question to some of the officials is that what of those who just applied or requested for a reprint? When are they likely to get their cards? She told me that they will tell them, they will inform them in due time where to go and pick the cards. But for right now, on the issue of whether this exercise is going to be extended or not, she said she can't speak on behalf of either, because there was a meeting yesterday of resident electoral commissioners with the national chairman, and the meeting is still ongoing. But by the end of the day, they will get to know whether this exercise will be extended or not. But right now, the voters are optimistic, they are anxious, they are eager, they all want to collect their card. But I'm just worried about the backlog of cards that will remain if this exercise eventually ends by tomorrow. That's what we have here from LEA Primary School in Garki Village. It's back to you in the studio.
Thanks for the update, Aisha. Curbing election manipulation at all levels is possible in line with INEC's desire to conduct a credible and acceptable 2023 general elections. This is the position of some groups of leading civil society organizations at the first iteration report of the Election Manipulation Risk Index in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
They are the states with high risk.
The Election Manipulation Risk Index is a data-driven and evidence-based tool designed by a group of civil society organizations to curb election manipulation, facilitate strategic election planning, and promote citizens' oversight of the electoral process. As preparations for the 2023 general election reach advanced stage, attempts to distort election outcomes using manipulation strategies are on the rise, the group's findings reveal.
It is for citizens to have a broader, closer look at the election administration and ensure that what is going on reflects our desire for electoral integrity and outcomes. And that for us is what the report is.
The report noted laudable reforms aimed at enhancing the integrity of the electoral process. Therefore, the dire need to put strategies towards tackling those who might nurture any desire to scuttle the process.
The attack on INEC facilities, issues relating to intimidation of INEC officials, there are a lot of these indicators, and what we as partners have done is to aggregate this and put them in this particular tool to see how it informs how we deploy for elections.
A call on the election management body INEC to devise strategy towards effective distribution of permanent voter cards to all that registered recently also took center stage. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
We pause here for some messages. The news continues shortly. Do stay.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Thanks for staying with us. In order to deliver FCT's votes to APC in the forthcoming elections, 37 committees have been inaugurated to assist with the grassroots mobilization. Aisha Ubali has the details.
37 committees were inaugurated and given letters of appointment with terms of reference before APC party members. Each of the committees, according to the FCT coordinator, Tinubu Shatima team, Zephaniah Josalu, has 75 members.
As a coordinator, I will not leave anything unturned to make sure that we reclaim our mandate.
Being a grassroots politician, we have to carry all these people along. We have to talk to them because they constitute a number of voters in Abuja Municipal Area Council.
For the candidates, they have shown readiness, promising to bring the dividend of democracy to the people of FCT, especially those at the grassroots, if eventually they are elected.
Because actually it is our internal problem that used to lead us to fail. But actually we become one and we promise to deliver FCT. The difference we show on the 25th of February 2023.
The inauguration basically is to ensure that APC as a party is not only a household name in the FCT, but a party that has come to stay. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
Following the death of the Abia State PDP governorship candidate for the 2023 general elections, Professor Uchenna Eliaza Ikone, and pursuant to the provisions of the Section 33 of the Electoral Act 2022, the National Working Committee of the party has released the timetable and schedule of activities for the conduct of a fresh governorship election primary in the state. PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologun Agba, in a statement, disclosed the notice to INEC was Friday, January 27, 2023. Sale of forms also commenced from Friday, January 27th and to end Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. Last day for the submission of already purchased forms is slated for Wednesday, February 1st, 2023, while screening of aspirants is to hold on Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. Screening appeal will hold on Friday, February 3rd, 2023. State Congress for Governorship Candidate Nomination holds on Saturday, February 4th, 2023. The statement added that fresh aspirants are permitted to participate in the current exercise alongside those who contested in the earlier primary. All the 36 states and the FCT were affected by the 2022 flood with varying degrees of damages to lives and property. Now, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has adopted a technology-based parameter to ascertain the true picture of the disaster. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim tells us more.
The world will not forget in a hurry the 2022 flooding in most parts of Nigeria, in which lives and livelihoods were lost.
Rapid urbanization and poor drainage systems occasioned by deficits in waste management also plays an important role in the increasing flood incidences in this country.
The road to recovery might be long, but governments, humanitarian organizations and individuals have been rendering assistance to the victims, just as World Bank is supporting government to take stock of losses that will support planning and developmental decisions in a timely manner.
The number of persons affected has risen over the season since June up to between 4.4 million and 4.9 million affected people. Over 650,000 hectares of crops have been reportedly damaged. The median estimate this damage is around 1.837 billion, with a great significant range of 526 million USD to 2.473 billion USD.
The technology that was used, which was the GRADE, is considered to be faster than the traditional post-disaster needs assessment (PDNA).
The GRADE assessment identified the most urgent recovery needs and the best methods to construct critical sectors and infrastructure, as well as a route to rehabilitate flood victims. The Global Rapid Post-Disaster Damage Assessment GRADE model is the first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. Salwa Khalil, NTA News.
There's been allegations making the rounds on social media that some banks are rejecting the old Naira days to the 31st January deadline by the central bank. Bosede Abel, who has been updating us on the policy, went out to investigate the allegations and now reports.
The Central Bank at the just concluded Monetary Policy Committee meeting in Abuja assured Nigerians that the Apex Bank is currently printing more bank notes, which would be supplied to banks to boost availability, as the old note would expire at the end of the month. But then, there's been allegations that some banks are rejecting the old notes while holding the new ones or giving to favored customers, thereby causing apprehension among citizens. Let's get to find out how true these allegations are.
No, I don't have an experience, so I will not abide by the allegation. If I have gone to a bank and they rejected my money, I will accept. I don't accept things that I don't see with my eyes.
I went to the bank. They accept pay in, but collection, there's no new cash inside the bank, but they will tell you go to the ATM.
I went to the bank, I deposit a odd money, 100,000 naira, and they receive it successfully.
If I give them money, I want to collect money again to do my business. They will still give me back that same old money I gave them back. They say I should go to the ATM, and the ATM dispensing only 20,000 naira.
Since I have been even this morning I deposit, and I'm going to deposit in FCMB now. I have never seen it, but the only thing, if one withdraw across the counter, they will still give old note.
And it's not everywhere that you can pay online or do transfer and all that. So the situation is a little bit challenging.
Where you are not being attended to, and it's like frustration.
We must excite patients because it's actually the government know why they made this policy for Nigerians.
We don't reject old note. We are still collecting it. In fact, we'll still be here at office tomorrow, Saturday. We'll still be here on Sunday to still collect the old notes.
From our investigations, no one could confirm that their old notes were rejected by the banks, most of which are abiding by the CBN's directive to collect old notes. We, however, observed that the January 31 deadline has created panic withdrawal at most ATMs within the FCT. In Abuja, Bosede Ebo, NTA News.
With barely a few days to the expiration of the selected denominations of old naira notes in circulation, the Central Bank of Nigeria is leaving nothing to chance on the dispensing of the redesigned naira notes by commercial banks in rural areas, as it has taken the challenge to them to ensure compliance. The CBN team carrying out an on-the-spot inspection in Cross River State observed that many of the banks are holding the new naira notes. Paul Abel reports.
With the redesigned naira notes already distributed to various banks, the on-the-spot inspection by CBN is to enforce compliance by the Apex Bank on the commercial banks in the rural areas. The visit to Abi, Yako, Obobra, Ekam, Etung, and Boki local government areas in Cross River Central, and Yala, Ogoja, Bekwara, Obudu, and Obanliku LGAs in the north was all it took for the once empty ATMs to start dispensing new naira notes.
Five. How come only one is working?
The only one that is this way is the one receiving, while the one that is working is actually outside.
About 6, only one is paying. Well, that's because you can see where we are.
Some customers commend the CBN for making it possible for them to withdraw the new naira notes.
I'm so excited. I'm very happy because I came for a church program since on Monday. I've been trying to withdraw on no accounts. Wherever I go, they say I should collect old note, and I say no. I just deposit old note. I can't collect old note. I've been walking around since on Monday, but I want to bless God because like today I was almost going when I saw people came in, so and I follow you people in. So Central Bank, God, may God bless you, may God reward us. So I want to use this medium to advise Nigerians that we should try to help ourselves.
I'm really impressed. Okay, I'll say I'm impressed by the new naira note improvement, the change and everything. But for real, I would say the note I like best is 500 naira because it looks like a dollar bill. So I like it very well. So I think Nigerians should embrace the new notes, send all of their old notes to the bank, and try to see how they can circulate the new notes.
As the date for phasing out the old naira notes draws closer, the CBN has reiterated that the commercial banks have been given substantial new naira notes to meet the demand of Nigerians. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Update with Olumide Oguntola.
Moved away from the era of being recreational activities alone.
By that policy, we have
built in a business model into Nigerian sports. It brings Nigeria at par with other developing nations that have their sports developed at an advanced level. By that policy, we have deregulated the sports sector. It is now business.
In the Nigeria Professional Football League, Saturday fixtures for Sunday, Akwa United will lock horns with Plateau United, while Enyimba will entertain Kwara United, among other matches. And in boxing, Nigeria Boxing Board of Control wants all hands on deck in an attempt to produce more world champions after Ridwan Scorpion Oyekola and others emerged victorious in various international bouts.
It shows that the Nigerian boxers are capable of doing great exploits. It shows that we have the materials if given the right opportunity. Before Ridwan left Nigeria, he became a world champion.
In tennis, Novak Djokovic will attempt to match Rafael Nadal's record of 22 Grand Slam titles when he takes on Stefanos Tsitsipas on Sunday in the final of this year's Australian Open. And win for Tsitsipas will make it his maiden Grand Slam title. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
That's it on Panorama today. Remember to join NTA in the campaign against rape and rapists. Thanks for your time.